Hey, welcome back. So, I have seen how we arrived at the white cross for the center. So, now we are left with the center corners. And the center corners, as I said, it should be just the reverse. The buffer should be on the top, and the facing side should be your pivot. So, it is here. And if it is in the 4, it should be the 16, which is closer. So, which is fine. You just need to move this like 5L, 5R prime, and then you need to move this with an F prime and move it up with the 5R. So now you have gotten this line, but this line has to go to the right. So what you do is you move to the opposite. Do an F prime and then move this as 2L prime, rotate, and then 2L. So now what you are doing is you moved it from here to here. So you are already solved this. The others are not disturbed and your yellow is not disturbed. Now you look at the next piece. Your next piece is again here. Okay. So as always, the buffer should be on the top. Your pivot should be either on the 1 or the 4. So now I am keeping it on the 4 and this is in the 16. So do the same thing. 5R prime, F prime, 5R, F prime, 2L prime, was it 2L? Yeah, it's 2L prime, and then U2, and then 2L. Okay, so that will bring this entire thing to the top. So now we are left with 2 more pieces to solve, and we are all set with the white. So move this in such a way that the buffer and the pivot are close. It is in the now 1 position, and this is in the 13. So we do the left side of it, move it to the left, and then move it right, and then move it up, form the line. It should go to the left, so move it to the right, move it up, rotate it, and then bring it back. So now you see this, it's done. So we're left with only one more, which is here. So again, do it. So this is in the 13 and 1. So down, right, up, and you have this on the left, should go to the left, move to the right, then move it up, rotate it completely, bring it down. So you have solved the white and you have solved the yellow. Isn't it interesting? So it is interesting. As I said, once you build the yellow and white, you have a choice of building the any color anywhere, as with the 4, because it doesn't really matter. But keep in mind, once you build the first color, let's say you are building the green because it's green. If you build the green, then this has to be green is on the left, this has to be always an orange, this has to be a red, this has to be a blue. So it cannot have any mixtures because your corresponding colors are like that on the corners. Okay, so we will go with rather as a normal convention, we will go with orange because I keep the yellow on the top, orange as the front facing, and white on the bottom for all the solutions so far. So I will go with the orange as the next. So since we are starting with it, let's move on to the core center. I'm not going to explain deeply, I will follow this, but in case I am missing something, you please let me know, or I'm doing it slightly out of the turn. I keep this on the top. Since there are already 2 pieces, I go to the buffer position and the pivot, because this is your buffer and this is your pivot. This is you're going to bring it here. I keep it in the 6 7, right? So I'll be keep it in the 6 and then bring it down and then move it right and bring it up. So now you got that lined, and once again you see the same thing on the top, bring it to the top. Now this time you have to bring it in the 6th position and bring it down, right, bring it up. So now you have formed the 1 2 3. Now the next piece should be here, which is on the top. So you need to bring it to the 6th position, and the unsolved position should be 11. Okay, now you got that, move it down, rotate it, and move it up. Now you form the core center. Now just keep in mind that you should not be disturbing any of the yellow or the white, they are all solved. Okay, now you have built this. Now you look at the edges. Now look at these 2 edges. It's interesting, sometimes if you have 2 edges like this and 1, it's easy because you are not disturbing the white and these are 2 layers separately. You can simply do a quick swap. So since this is again an easy way, you need not follow the convention always, but you can do it in such cases when you see it's worth. You see this entire layer doesn't have any orange, and you have two of these oranges here. So you just move this to the right and move this entire layer down. It was not going to impact your yellow or your white because these are parallel, these are more of horizontal layers. Now you have formed the two edge along with this one here, and you already have one here. So you can bring this one here using our normal method, but now you have got advantage of bringing two in one shot, right? So wherever there is an opportunity, you can do it without distorting the other ones, but you cannot do it when you have other ones, because by moving this you would be distorting this one. Since it is the first in the four that you are starting with, you can do it. Now you look at the one again, it should be in either 2 or 3, and 2 is now free. So follow the same principle. You have your buffer here, you have the pivot here, bring it down to the left. Now bring the second layer down, which is 2L, and then do an F. Bring the 3L prime, and then bring the layer down, and then bring it up. So now you have got 1, 2. This actually has moved here, and this has come here, and this is what you're seeing, right? So you have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 already solved. You are left with 1, 2, 3, and you will be done. Okay, I'm going to explain you all these things again in in the next steps, but before that I'll take a small break.